Oscar's cooking disaster. It was a sunny Saturday morning when Oscar glanced at his calendar and felt a jolt of panic. Tomorrow is Mom's birthday. I completely forgot to get a present. He raced downstairs to the kitchen where his father was sipping coffee. Dad, I need a gift idea for Mom, fast, Oscar pleaded. His father smiled. Well, she treasures homemade things more than anything from a store. Why not make her something? Oscar's eyes lit up. A chocolate cake, her favorite, he declared. That's a lovely idea, his father said, a note of caution in his voice. But baking can be tricky. Perhaps I could... No, it has to be a surprise from me, Oscar interrupted, his confidence brimming. How hard can it be? He immediately went to the computer and searched for easy chocolate cake recipe. Instantly, he was overwhelmed with options. Perfect 5-ingredient cake, 20-minute miracle cake, the world's best chocolate cake. Unable to choose, Oscar had a brilliant, disastrous idea. I'll combine them all. I'll take the best parts from each one and create the ultimate super cake. He printed out 10 different recipes, failing to notice that one was for brownies and another for cookies. Armed with the long list, Oscar went shopping. In his hurry, he grabbed ingredients without reading labels carefully. He picked up bread flour instead of cake flour, a bag of salt, thinking it was sugar, and buttermilk instead of regular milk. He mistook baking soda for baking powder. The friendly cashier wished him good luck as he left, a wish he would desperately need. The next morning, with his mom out for breakfast, Oscar began his mission. He put on an apron that was much too big for him and spread the 10 recipes across the counter. Following the first one, he poured flour into a bowl. The second said to add sugar, so he scooped in 3 full cups of what was actually salt. Recipe 3 instructed add a pinch of salt, so he sprinkled in a tiny bit of what he thought was salt, but was really sugar. His measurements were a mess, and he added a huge amount of baking soda, reasoning that more must be better. For the wet ingredients, he clumsily cracked eggs, leaving bits of shell in the bowl. He tried to melt butter in the microwave, but forgot about it, causing a minor explosion that coated the microwave's interior. He salvaged what he could and added it to the buttermilk. The resulting mixture looked curdled and strange. He combined the wet and dry ingredients, creating a vast, lumpy, grayish batter. He kept adjusting, adding more flour then more milk until he had enough batter for 5 cakes. While he was preoccupied, a silent intruder entered through the open back door. Whiskers, the neighbor's curious orange cat. She leapt onto the counter, intrigued by the large bowl. As she leaned in to sniff, she lost her balance and, splash, tumbled right into the batter. Meow! She yelled, shooting out of the bowl like a rocket, a blur of gray goop and orange fur. She raced around the kitchen, spreading batter paw prints over every surface before streaking back outside. Oscar stared in horror at the chaos and the cat hair now floating in his cake mix. With time running out, he poured the batter into every pan he could find, a round pan, a square pan, a muffin tin, and finally, a huge roasting pan. The recipes listed different oven temperatures, so Oscar picked the highest one, 250 degrees Celsius, thinking it would cook faster. He crammed every pan into the oven. Minutes later, a foul, burning smell emerged. Oscar opened the oven door and leapt back as a wave of gray foam erupted. The massive amount of baking soda was reacting violently with the acidic buttermilk, causing the batter to rise uncontrollably. It flowed over the pan rims like volcano lava, spilling onto the oven door and kitchen floor. The smoke alarm began its piercing shriek. His father rushed in, eyes wide at the apocalyptic scene. Foam everywhere, a screaming alarm, and a son dappled in gray batter. Before they could react, they heard the front door open. "I'm home," called his mother. They tried to clean frantically, but it was hopeless. Mom entered the kitchen and froze, taking in the foam-covered floor, the batter-smeared oven, the paw prints, and her devastated son. Oscar's lip trembled. "I wanted to make you the perfect cake, but I mixed everything up. The cat fell in it and it all exploded. I ruined your birthday," he whispered, a tear rolling down his cheek. To his astonishment, his mother's face softened, and then she began to laugh. It was a warm, full laugh that filled the messy kitchen. She pulled him into a hug. "Oh, my sweet boy, you tried to do something amazing for me. This mess, it's the best gift because it's filled with your love and effort. That means more than any store-bought cake. You're not mad?" Oscar sniffled. "Not at all," she smiled. "How about we clean this up together and then bake a cake together? Just one recipe this time." And so they did. That afternoon, the family cleaned the kitchen, laughing at the story of Whisker's swim. Then, with Oscar carefully measuring and Mom guiding him, they baked a simple, beautiful chocolate cake. As they ate the delicious cake that evening, Oscar said, "I learned that it's okay to ask for help when you're trying something new." "And I learned," her mom added, kissing his head, "that the best birthdays aren't about perfect cakes, but about wonderful memories made with family." Oscar grinned. "Next year, I'm still getting you a card, though." Their laughter echoed through their clean, happy kitchen.